Welcome back to Before the Whistle, bringing you this week's college football breakdown. This episode is sponsored by Fly Heating and Air. Our first game of the week is Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield and that Oklahoma offense right now is hot. I just think they're going to come out and they're going to dominate Oklahoma State's weak defense.
Yeah, I agree. Oklahoma kind of had a slow start to the season, but at the end of the season, now they're really picking up a lot of momentum.
Yeah, I think D.D. Westbrook and Baker Mayfield are one of the top wide receiver quarterback duos in the nation right now. So,
yeah, and they've got Joe Mixon in the backfield who can balance out that offense.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of their defense, but I know their offense is pretty good versus Oklahoma State's defense, which has been decent in their front seven, but their secondary is not that good this year. So I expect this to be a shootout, but I still think Oklahoma's going to win.
Yeah, one thing you got to look at for Oklahoma State, if they want to win this game, obviously they're going to have to get great play out of their secondary, but another important thing is their defensive line. They're really going to have to wreak havoc and cause Baker Mayfield a lot of problems if they want to.
Yeah, their defense played really well against TCU 2 weeks ago, holding them to 6 points, which, TCU's not a high-caliber offense. But, it's going to be fun to see how Baker Mayfield and D.D. Westbrook how they're going to play against this defense.
Also, this game could have big potential depending on what happens with the other top 10 teams.
Yeah.
It could, Oklahoma or Oklahoma State, whatever happens, could have a chance into the playoff.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think for one of these teams to make it in the playoffs, though, they have to win big. It can't be a 3 to 7 point win. It's got to be like 21 points maybe, just to show the playoff committee that they are a serious team and they want to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, regardless of the outcome of this game, I just do not think Oklahoma State is going to make it, but Oklahoma may have a chance depending on how the other games play out. But
I don't think it'll happen, but I think they still have a chance.
There's a possibility.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so overall, it's going to be a high-scoring game, but Oklahoma's just still going to come out.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield and Mason Rudolph are going to trade blows in this game, and I think Oklahoma will come out with the win.
Yeah, I agree. I think Baker Mayfield he has a lot more help with D.D. Westbrook and Joe Mixon, and I think Oklahoma gets the win.
Plain and simple, Oklahoma's winning, no doubt.
All right.
Next game is Virginia Tech versus Clemson. And this game is going to be kind of iffy. It's not really going to be iffy. Clemson, I think, is going to come out and just tear apart.
We don't discredit Virginia Tech.
I wouldn't say
Virginia Tech's got some good players. Gerard Evans has had a really good season. They've got good receivers and tight ends. They got Bucky Hodges and Isaiah Ford.
Just overall, lining up against each other, Clemson has a lot more talent with Deshaun Watson. I just think Clemson, they're going to come out and they're going to win this game pretty heavily. Now, don't discredit Virginia Tech. They're a strong team. They're a quality opponent, but I just think Clemson's too good for them.
Yeah.
I think they have one of the best coaches in the nation. Justin Fuente, he really was on the rise last year with Memphis, went over to Virginia Tech, and I think Virginia Tech could potentially be a big team next year. But this year, I think they lose to Clemson.
Well, right now, I think Deshaun Watson might be one of the hottest quarterbacks in the country, and it's going to be kind of tough to stop him because not only can he pass, but he can run. So, defenses that aren't built around stopping quarterbacks like that is kind of hard to beat them.
Well, it's kind of hard to have a defense built for that because a dual threat quarterback can cause a lot of problems for a defense.
Yeah, and it's
especially
not
one
Clemson.
Like
Clemson has a good. Deshaun Watson's really good, but I think their strength is in their wide receivers. They've got Mike Williams and probably one of the best tight ends in the country at Jordan Leggett because he can line up at wide receiver and tight end. He's one of the most athletic players on the field when he's out there. So I feel like he'll be a tough matchup for any of their cornerbacks.
Yeah, overall, I think this game's going to be pretty close throughout the first half, but I think Clemson's going to end up pulling away with it.
Yeah, I think Clemson, they'll win this game pretty good, but I think Virginia Tech's going to compete with them until midway through the third quarter, then Clemson's just going to pull away, and they're going to finish third in the playoff committee.
Now, don't get me wrong. Virginia Tech could very possibly, pull this upset off, but I just don't see it this week.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of close games with Clemson this year.
We've seen a lot of upsets this year, but I think with the way Clemson played against South Carolina last week, they really.
Well,
I don't think there's any shot for Virginia Tech.
I see at least a 14-point win for Clemson.
Yeah.
Going to be close at first, but they pull away.
Right, yeah.
And our next game is Washington versus Colorado. Now, this game I think is going to be really interesting because I actually think Colorado's got a decent shot to win this game.
I think they have a decent shot, but I just think Washington's going to come out. Jake Browning in that offense has been great. And you cannot talk about the Heisman race without at least mentioning Jake Browning's name. He's really carried that offense this year, and I just think they're going to continue to have success this game and win.
Yeah.
And I think they'll finish fourth.
Browning and Joe Ross, one of their best receivers this year, they've hooked up a lot, and Gaskin in the backfield really helped that offense level out. And I think their defense can. I think Colorado's offense isn't up for that challenge of Washington's defense.
Yeah, when I think of great quarterback wide receiver duos, I think of Jake Browning and Ross, and I think of Baker Mayfield and D.D. Westbrook. Those are one of the top two in the nation right now. And
also, Mike Williams and Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Really talented. But this game, I see another game which major potential for the college football playoff. Yeah. It's going to be huge.
Teams.
Right.
Like
either team could be in.
I really don't see Colorado making the playoffs.
I think
they're ranked 8th with a team over number 4.
I mean,
if they win a decisive win, it could really show the committee.
Yeah, because Colorado has a good loss to Michigan, and in that game their quarterback got injured. So I mean, the committee will credit them for that.
It's just really hard to see how good these Pac-12 teams are because how weak their conference is. But Washington, I still think they're a pretty solid team.
I think that was true a few weeks ago, but I think since USC's kind of got on this little streak, and Washington and Colorado and Washington State, I think the Pac-12's kind of risen as a conference here over the past few weeks.
I think the whole nation kind of started off down on the Pac-12. That first game, USC and Alabama completely just destroying USC.
But who hasn't Alabama destroyed this year?
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. The past few weeks, USC has been a completely different team. Ever since they started Sam Darnold at quarterback, they've been a completely different offense.
True.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, I think it's going to be a good game. I'm actually going to take Colorado in this game. I think that their defense is going to come out, lock Jake Browning up, and Colorado's going to come away with a win. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be one of the first two out.
Yeah, if I wanted to make a wrong prediction, I would pick Colorado, but I'm just going to go Washington this game.
I think Jake Browning has a good game, and Washington's secondary is probably going to lock down Colorado's offense. So.
Yeah, I completely agree with you too. I think also probably a 14-point game. I think Washington pulls away in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And our next game is Penn State versus Wisconsin. Now, this game I think is going to be very good.
This game could possibly be the best game of the weekend. This is going to be a very defensive battle.
Washington's coming off a good season. 2 losses, but they're solid losses to Michigan and Ohio State. Corey Clement, he's coming off a great season. He has almost 1,200 yards this year. I just think Wisconsin, I don't know if you could call it an upset, but a lot of people are expecting Penn State to win. I'm going to disagree and pick Wisconsin, though.
I think this is a pretty evenly matched game. I mean, you've got Alex Hornibrook and Clemens on Wisconsin, and then you've got Trevor Sorley and Saquon Barkley on Penn State. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and Trevor Sorley played pretty well against Michigan State, which J.T. Barrett and Wilton Speight weren't able to do this year.
Both teams have a lot of talent.
So I really credit Trevor Sorley for doing that, and I think Penn State is probably going to win this game.
Well, I think you look at the Big Ten, and these two teams certainly aren't the two that we thought we would see in this week. But
both
I think
starting the season unranked.
Right. I think it did help Ohio State. They don't have to play that extra game. They're pretty much a lock already.
Yeah.
Also, it's got major playoff potential. I think Ohio State's in no matter what.
I think you put in a Big Ten. I think you put in the Big Ten winner over Ohio State.
I think you put the Big Ten winner.
It's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see.
It's
going to be interesting to see how the playoff committee does this, because if Penn State does happen to win this game, then you've got a really good debate right there with a team that won the Big Ten championship that also beat Ohio State.
Versus
but you've got Ohio State.
However, Ohio State also just beat
Michigan.
Would be number 3 Michigan,
which was a very controversial
game. Who beat Penn State?
Michigan should have won that game.
I just don't see Wisconsin beating Penn State and making the playoff. I see Penn State coming out with a victory this week, but they still missed the playoff.
If Wisconsin wins this game, I put Wisconsin at 3 and either Washington or Michigan at 4.
I think. What about Clemson?
Clemson
would move up to 2. Ohio State would bounce out.
Alabama's a definite 1.
No. I think
Ohio State's 2. Clemson would be 3 if they won. Then Washington.
If I was doing the committee, I would make it Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, and then either Washington or the Big Ten champion, which is.
I think they'll credit the Pac-12 champion over that.
Yeah,
but
I think
I don't know though.
I think Penn State's gonna win this weekend. I look for Saquon Barkley to have a really good game. I expect Penn State's defense to step up. James Franklin's a very good coach.
Well, I think a lot of people have been riding the James Franklin bandwagon this year. But I did at the beginning of the season, but I'm not anymore. Wisconsin's going to win this game. They're going to lock down, and it's going to be. I think they're going to win by 14 points.
I have to disagree. I think Penn State's coming away with this.
I think, Trevor Sorley, Saquon Barkley.
I understand the opposite pick, but I just think this game will be won in the fourth quarter.
31-17.
Who are you picking?
Wisconsin.
Wow. Really?
Yes, I picked Wisconsin earlier, yes.
I have Penn State
I have
winning.
Penn State. James
Wisconsin.
Franklin's going to get that defense ready.
Well, since our channel is more SEC related, it's time for the game of the week, Alabama versus Florida.
Alabama, Roll Tide, easy W. Best case scenario for Florida, they compete till the third quarter.
Florida's
Maybe.
offense has proven
Best case scenario.
has proven to be pretty weak this year. I mean, they have been better with Austin Appleby at quarterback.
Yeah, they've had a lot of quarterback struggles.
And I mean, it's just decision making, really. I mean, Jim McElwain's got to get that offense ready for this week. But I know that defense will probably come prepared for this game.
Their run game
Now,
is very,
don't get me wrong, Jim McElwain's a great coach. I just think that, you're
Great. Good coach.
Well,
He's a good coach.
You're playing against the best coach in the nation, pretty much, Nick Saban.
Yeah, I agree
One
with
of
that.
the best.
And
He's
there's no
the
way
greatest
around
coach
it.
right now.
Alabama's going to win this game, hands down. It won't even be close.
I completely agree. There's no scenario in my... What? Why are you looking at me like that? I agreed with you.
I think
There is no scenario in my mind where Florida comes up with any kind of victory this week.
I don't even think Florida scores a point.
That's a little...
I don't think this game is going to be like a super big blowout like some of the other games this year, but I mean,
I think a
You just gotta look at
14-21 point
You just
win.
got to look at it for Florida when it comes to their offense. Just look at their run game. They've been two-sided. At their best, they're pretty good. But look at them. They played against Arkansas, a poor defense, and they got held to 12 rushing yards. Alabama's the best defense in the nation. I don't expect anything.
Also, you look at what they
I
were
don't
able
expect
to
anything
do
from Florida's run
and
game.
weren't able to do against Tennessee, and then you look at what maybe Missouri or Vanderbilt did against Tennessee, and it kind of really brings down Florida.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be pretty much an Alabama win. I'm saying the score is going to be 41-10. Alabama did not allow a single touchdown.
You said they weren't going to get a point.
Well, I've changed my mind now. Alabama did not allow a single touchdown all of November. They're going to keep that streak going.
10, they would score a touchdown and a field goal if Florida got 10.
But that's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're going to at least give up a touchdown.
I don't think that prediction's crazy. It's just not what I would predict for a game. I think it'll be maybe like a 20-21 point.
It's going to be
win.
like an Alabama
I agree with
Tennessee.
that.
It's going to be like an Alabama Tennessee.
Yeah.
All
This
over.
game-
Alabama's not a type of team to just run up the score.
They kind
False. They did that against Tennessee.
Well, yeah.
I think it's going to be fun to watch how Jalen Hurts deals with. This will be one of the. Let's face it, this is going to be one of the better defenses he's faced all year.
Yeah, Florida's defense is really
Yes.
talented.
Well,
Alabama's
well, they
offense. Alabama's offense has proven to be shaky
They've been-
at times.
yeah,
They've got a few first-round draft picks.
Florida's
on that
defense
team.
has been two-sided. They've
They've had their ups and downs.
absolutely played great against LSU. I'll give them that. But look at
I think
Arkansas.
this-
Arkansas's defense Arkansas's offense just did whatever they wanted against Florida.
I think this game this week has a chance to be like the Alabama LSU game, but it's not.
No,
I think
I don't
know.
Alabama's going to score.
That game was decided in the trenches, and just Florida does not match up at all with Alabama in that area. On Florida's best day, they'll compete till the third quarter, and they'll lose by 14 to 21 points.
I think Alabama's going to win this game big.
Yeah, if they can
I
have
think
running
Jalen Hurts
success.
will finally break out and have a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts right now is in the Heisman race, which
It's
honestly, in my
ridiculous.
opinion,
It makes no sense.
Jalen Hurts is the most average player to ever be put in the Heisman race.
I think Jalen Hurts this week,
Yes.
I expect him to have a really good game running the ball.
Well, as a rookie, he's playing really well.
He's a freshman.
Freshman. No.
But it doesn't
Rookie,
matter.
freshman, whatever.
You can be playing good as a freshman, but just not be in the Heisman
I think-
race.
He's not Jenny Manziel
he's
or
a-
Tim
he's
Tebow.
Johnny.
Johnny Manziel.
Jalen Hurts is a really good quarterback, but let's face it, he's still a freshman.
I think-
he's still making those.
He's a
freshman
good
mistakes.
quarterback with a great team around
Yes,
him.
his team is bringing him
He's
up
got a
'cause
lot
he's
of
still
youth.
making
He's-
those freshman
you know,
mistakes.
We were talking earlier about all
ability.
these. We were talking earlier about all these good quarterback wide receiver duos, but look at Alabama. You have a quarterback and 4 or 5 wide receivers that are up to the level.
Well, I
of-
mean,
O.J. Howard.
you could see
Yeah.
Ardarius Stewart.
O.J. Howard's like 9 years
If you
senior.
watch some of the film from last week, you could see how Ardarius Stewart was getting fed up with not
Yeah.
getting. He was not getting the ball. He was
Ardarius
getting
Stewart,
fed up.
O.J. Mayo. You got
O.J. Mayo. O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard. You got Calvin Ridley. You just got so many weapons on offense.
Yep.
Overall, Alabama's going to win 41-10.
I didn't even mention their run game. Their run game is
They
awesome.
won't need it.
Jalen Hurts. I think
true.
for the first quarter, since he's a freshman quarterback. He's gonna have the butterflies, but no matter what, 41-10.
No, he won't have butterfly. He's
That's gonna be
pretty
scored.
experienced. I think Alabama could run the same play the entire game.
You know it.
I've got Alabama winning about 21, 14, 21
I don't know.
points.
That's what I'm predicting too.
I've got
It
Alabama
could easily
big.
be more than that.
I've got
so we all got Alabama?
Alabama's going to win
Yes.
huge.
Florida,
Alabama
I'm
across the
sorry,
board.
but
Well,
no.
we're gonna
Austin
have to find
Appleby gets a touchdown, though. Austin Appleby breaks
One
that.
touchdown. One
It's
touchdown.
gonna have to be
He
a passing
breaks-
touchdown.
he breaks-
They're not running.
He breaks the streak this week.
They may return a punt. Who knows? But
well,
that's
we'll
gonna
have to
wrap
wait
up
and
this
see.
video.
They might have to call Joe Adams to return a punt.
They might have to. That's gonna wrap it up for this week. We'll have to see all these games play out. This has been Before the Whistle.
Go Nittany Lions!
Nothing's worse than Janie Manziel.